5 things a married woman should never say to another man. Some affairs don't begin in the bedroom. They begin with a conversation that seemed completely harmless. A few innocent words, a little emotional honesty, a little "he understands me better." Before you know it, you've crossed a line you never planned to cross. Many married women don't wake up one day intending to betray their marriage. It often starts with emotional intimacy, and emotional intimacy almost always starts with what you choose to say. In today's video, we're talking about 5 dangerous statements a married woman should never say to another man if she wants to protect her marriage, her peace of mind, and her self-respect. Some of these may sound harmless, but they can slowly open doors that are incredibly difficult to close. Make sure you stay until the end, because the last one is the sentence that has destroyed more marriages than most people realize. 1. I'm not happy in my marriage. Let's be honest, every marriage goes through difficult seasons. There are days when you feel misunderstood, frustrated, exhausted, or emotionally disconnected. That's normal. No marriage is perfect. The problem isn't feeling unhappy occasionally, it's choosing another man as the person you confide in about that unhappiness. The moment another man becomes your emotional comfort zone, you've already started replacing part of your husband's role. A man who constantly hears about your marital problems may begin seeing himself as your emotional rescuer, and emotional rescue often turns into emotional attachment. If you're struggling in your marriage, the healthiest conversation is with your husband, a trusted female mentor, or a qualified marriage counselor, not another man waiting in the wings. And once emotional walls begin to come down, the next sentence becomes even more dangerous. 2. I think about you all the time. This isn't an innocent compliment. This tells a man that he's occupying your mind and your emotions. Whether you intended it romantically or not, most men will hear this as emotional interest. When you're constantly thinking about another man, you've already started giving him mental space that belongs to your marriage. Every emotional affair begins long before physical boundaries are crossed. Guard your thoughts before you have to guard your actions, because once your heart begins drifting toward another man, it's only a matter of time before regret follows. And that leads directly to the next statement. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this conversation and you believe more women need to hear these truths, take a second to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. Now let's continue. 3. I wish I had met you before I got married. Even if you say it jokingly, don't. That sentence plants a dangerous seed. It tells another man that you imagine an alternate life with him. It suggests that if circumstances had been different, he might have been your choice instead of your husband. Think about how devastating those words would sound if your husband said them to another woman. Marriage requires protecting not only your actions, but also your emotional loyalty. You chose your husband. Respect that choice every single day. Because once comparisons begin, usually dissatisfaction follows, which brings us to something many women unknowingly say. 4. My husband doesn't understand me like you do. This sentence is one of the fastest ways to create emotional intimacy with another man. Of course, another man may seem easier to talk to. He isn't sharing bills with you. He isn't navigating parenting, responsibilities, financial pressure, or everyday marital stress with you. He's seeing the polished version of you. Real intimacy isn't about who understands you after a few conversations. It's about 2 committed people continuing to learn each other through every season of life. Instead of rewarding another man with emotional closeness, invest that effort into improving communication with your husband. Because when emotional dependence shifts outside your marriage, physical boundaries often become much harder to maintain, which leads us to the final and perhaps most dangerous statement. 5. My husband and I haven't been intimate for a long time. This conversation has absolutely no place with another man. Your intimacy, or lack of it, is private. Sharing that information creates unnecessary vulnerability. It tells another man there's distance in your marriage, and unfortunately, not every man will respect that information. Some will see it as an opportunity rather than something to protect. Every marriage experiences seasons where intimacy changes because of stress, health issues, childbirth, work pressures, emotional struggles, or other life circumstances. But those conversations belong between husband and wife. If intimacy has become a problem, address it together. Have the uncomfortable conversation. Seek counseling if necessary. Fight for your marriage before looking outside it for comfort. Because the strongest marriages aren't the ones that never face problems. They're the ones where both people choose to protect each other even in difficult seasons. Words have power. Sometimes a marriage isn't destroyed by one dramatic mistake. It's weakened by small conversations, emotional shortcuts, and innocent-looking statements that slowly move your heart away from your spouse. Protect your marriage by protecting your conversations. Healthy boundaries aren't signs of distrust, they're signs of wisdom. Now I'd like to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments, and if this video gave you something to think about, don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and share it with someone who might benefit from this conversation.